Removing graffiti from Belfast walls is costing tens of thousands of pounds a year. We're not talking about large-scale street art that have actually become a tourist attraction in the city, but what is known as tagging. Tagging refers explicitly to writing the artist's signature or their pseudonym, name or their logo on a public surface. Businesses say it is a blight. James Keown reports from the city's Cathedral Quarter area.
Now we're on Nelson Street and we can already start to see some of the vandalism and tagging as it covers the sides of buildings, signposts and even electrical boxes. This kind of tagging is made of large initials or titles and spray paint, and it is a far cry from the kind of street art that's usually welcomed in Belfast. Ian Faulkner from Mashal Toys Agency Limited is speaking to us now about this issue.
People tell me this is art, but to my eye, and I'm in my 50s, this is just, it's vandalism. There's no structure to it, there's nothing pretty about it, and it's any sort of, the signage to our gates, our control pads to open the gate have all been sprayed, so I'm not sure where that qualifies as art. We think it devalues our property. It gives a really poor impression of the area to visitors, and a lot of the business people in this area have visitors coming from all over Ireland, some places UK suppliers as well, and no one wants to drive into what looks like a bit of a ghetto.
We're going to be speaking to Stuart Duncan, who is also another business owner who's being affected by a lot of the vandalism as part of Beggs and Partners.
You can look at it, it's been rode over and tagged over and rode over and tagged over again, and you can't be standing here today telling me that that's street art. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's a bit of a mess. If you were driving down the road and would you be enticed to come into the building if it's like this? And if you were driving past you would probably just keep driving. There must be areas where this is able to take place, because obviously there's the youth out there who want to have graffiti and stuff like that, and there's probably areas where they probably should be able to do it, but it shouldn't be on private property.
Damien Corr is the Cathedral Court bid manager who's been dealing with these problems and vandalism for quite some time now.
I think it started with that social media post of the guy on top of the old Bank of Ireland building in broad daylight, tagging. Recently there's been tags on road signs as well, and they're targeting artwork. So I think people have just had enough of it, the brazenness of it, broad daylight, road signs. Well, we don't take charges as such. It is a service that we provide to our levy payers. There are 3 bids in the city. The businesses in our city pay a levy to the bid, and we use some of that in the region currently of £25,000 a year to clear graffiti as quick as it can. But it needs cleaned up because these guys are doing this for notoriety. So the longer it's left in situ, the more notoriety they get, and etc, etc. So the cost of removing this graffiti is not insignificant. I mean, our cost to the Cathedral Quarter bid is around £25,000 a year. There are 2 other bids in the city, Lynn Quarter and Belfast 1. They will be paying similar amounts, if not more. I would say a conservative estimate is £250,000 a year at least.
Further on down Nelson Street, there is a skate park that is also covered in a lot of this tagging. Speaking to Chris and Ben, who make use of the park now. Can you tell me a bit about some of the graffiti that you find all over the skate park here, some of the art, even just describing some of it to me?
A lot of it is like really cool looking and all, but sometimes it's just like, what's the meaning of them? Mainly should just stick to like skate parks where all the graffiti should be, because it's most of what people do, like when they skate like and all, and it's mainly skaters that do it. But putting it on like people's buildings and all, it's not right.
Well, that's James Keown reporting. We do have a statement from the PSNI who said they are aware of criminal damage in the Nelson Street area of North Belfast. They say they continue to maintain a visible presence in the area and work closely with partner agencies to tackle this issue. And of course, that's part of the whole issue of this, is where you get that support to tackle it. Belfast City Council have told us that presently responsibility for removing graffiti lies with the property owner, but that staff will act to remove contentious or offensive graffiti where that's requested. And there has been a meeting of the People and Communities Committee on the 13th of June. In it, officers said that they should explore options around developing memoranda of understanding to ensure graffiti on properties belonging to utility companies, public bodies and others is removed within a defined period of time, and to provide residents and businesses with a single point of contact for reporting graffiti.